Hello, everybody. I hope you guys had a great spring break. I know that things have been kind of crazy with the switch to online, but hopefully you were able to enjoy your time off and kind of decompress after all the crazy news. Above all, I hope you're staying happy, healthy, and safe and being socially distant. Take heed of people's warnings. Don't be spending time around people unless you absolutely have to. So I just wanted to go over today just a brief little housekeeping and then kind of introduction to week 12. Overall, I want you guys to pay attention to the slides that are posted, as well as the other videos and supplementary content, if you will, that's provided. But I just wanted to go over a couple things that you'll need for the homework, as well as some housekeeping. First and foremost, I sent you an email about, I don't know, a couple days ago that highlighted the change to virtual office hours. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, every week for the remaining weeks of the semester, I will be having virtual office hours from 2 to 4 p.m. So what that means is during those times, you can feel free to email me, Zoom meeting, text, call, FaceTime, whatever you need to do to get your homework done or to answer any questions. If those times and dates don't work for you, please feel free to text me or email me, and we can set up a different time that does work for the both of us. The one thing I do ask, though, this is my cell phone number. If you need to call or FaceTime me, please just give me a text beforehand that gives me a heads up so I know to expect it. Otherwise, just if you are going to text me, let me know who the person is that's texting me. Read this PowerPoint slide here that's posted. I'm just briefly going over the important parts. One thing that you're going to want to note here is that analysis of variance is between 3 or more groups rather than 2, which is unlike any previous analysis we've done in prior weeks. When you're writing the hypotheses for these, I want you to note that I want 2 versions of each. So I want a sentence version and a mathematical representation for both the null and the alternative hypothesis. So in other words, you have 4 parts. I need all 4 parts to give you full credit. So you should basically say that there is or is not a significant difference in whatever your DV is among your IV. Those are your sentences. And then when you write it as a mathematical representation, the null hypothesis would have equal signs because you're saying that the groups are equal, so there is no difference. Whereas with the alternative, not equal because they're saying that somewhere those groups are not equal to each other, so there is a significant difference. Keep in mind in this example, they have 3, we have 6 groups. So I need you to make sure that you're having 6 groups. So don't just stop at 3, go all the way to 6. Otherwise, to conduct your analysis for this week, go to Analyze, Compare Means, One-Way ANOVA. This is on a Mac, so it might look a little bit different, but otherwise it's all largely the same. So just Analyze, Compare Means, One-Way ANOVA. Click that. I'm going to drag these back out just to show you. The dependent list, that is your dependent variable. So in this case, this week, what we're analyzing is how mobile phone use, how different hours of mobile phone use per day impact how big a tumor or your tumor would be in your head, hypothetically. So please don't, cell phones are a lot safer now than they were. Please do not take this as 100% godsend truth. Just analyze the data. So the size of tumor, that's our dependent variable. Bring that over. Mobile phone use, that is our independent variable. When you go through, make sure that you're clicking descriptive statistics because you'll need them. Otherwise, make sure you click post hoc, click Tukey's. This is outlined in the PowerPoint slides, but make sure that Tukey is checked for your post hoc analysis. Then click OK. The PowerPoint slides are going to break this down for you, but I'm just going to touch on it briefly. Descriptive statistics up here for all 6 of your groups, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 hours, those groups respectively. Your omnibus test right here that provides your overall ANOVA, and then here is your post hoc. Here it's comparing 0 hours per day to all the other groups. You're checking to see here in the significance column whether or not they are significant. So is 0 significant to 1? Obviously not, because 0.079 is above 0.05. So that would not be significant. So there's that for you. And then once again, please read these slides. It discusses what an omnibus test is, post-hoc test, etc. What I want to touch on here, though, is your full results statement. It's a little bit longer, but there are 3 parts to it. The first part is reporting what the test is. So a one-way ANOVA was conducted to determine a difference in this example in the slides, openness to experience exists amongst political affiliations. So IV down here, DV up here. Then you report your omnibus. Here, please follow the template in the slides here, but you're basically reporting on the omnibus in the ANOVA part here. Then you'll do your post hoc analysis. And now I'm going to break down here just some hints on the homework. So remember in number 1, reference that one slide that I referenced earlier. You're going to need 4 parts, 2 sentences, 2 mathematical representations. And with the mathematical representations, make sure that they encompass 6 groups. Do not stop at 3, as you can see here. All right, and then here, make sure that you copy for number 2. Whoops, wrong one. Make sure that you copy the ANOVA part here and the post hoc test. Make sure both of those boxes are copied and put in the Word document. Here in number 3, this can confuse a lot of people, so I just wanted to give, in my mind, the easiest way to do it. What they're asking you to do is go through all of these post hoc analyses and tell them what groups are significantly different from each other. So if you go here, look at 0, see is 0 hours of day significant compared to 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, so on and so forth through all of these groups. The easiest way in my mind is to write it up like this and basically say those who had 0 hours of cell phone use per day were significantly different from the following groups. And then you would list all the groups that 0 is significantly different from. So I'm just going to throw out examples. If it's significantly different from 1, 2, and 3, you would put that down here. Then you would do the same for all the rest of the groups. So don't just stop. Just keep going. You keep going and doing the same thing for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, etc. So make sure you do that. If you have any questions, let me know. But just otherwise, follow this guide right here and continue on through the rest of the groups. Part 4 is asking for this full write-up here with a slight caveat. The difference is you still need to write what test you conducted, the omnibus results, say what post hoc you did, in this case Tukey's. Then you need to write 2 significant results. So rather than write all of the ones listed up here, which would take forever, we just want you to highlight 2 differences. So what you could do is you could say the analysis revealed that those who had 0 hours of phone use, list the mean standard deviation, had significantly greater tumor size than those who spent blank hours on their phone. We want you to find 2 unique relationships. So say between 0 and 1 and 2 and 1, for example, whatever you pick, and write the post hoc for both of those. So we just need right there. So make sure you follow this template. Say what the test is, omnibus, what post hoc you conducted, and then the post hoc results for 2 unique relationships. And finally, on number 5, a lot of you have just been putting this, and it bugs the heck out of me. And it's not going to give you full credit. I'm just warning you. You're saying a relationship exists or does not exist. You've been putting that, and that is not, while it is correct, you're not describing the results. When you answer number 5 here, I want you to think about these questions. Is an increase in cell phone usage contributing to an effect in tumor size. Are tumors becoming larger or smaller with increased phone usage? I want you to think about those two questions when you answer number 5. And if you answer those two questions, then you have answered the problem perfectly. Then finally, answer the questions about the article in part 2, and you should be set. Again, if you have any questions, use my contact information here. It's also in an email for you. Otherwise, I hope you guys have the best of luck.